This world has been stripped of its divine masculine presence. We're no longer able to step outside and to see the world that we once knew. The world that was inhabited by our ancestors. Before a time when technology had taken over everything, and before we had forgotten who we were as a society. It's almost as if through the digital age, people become so distracted that they've forgotten the true reason why they are here. And all of us are guilty of this at some point. And it's because of this very reason that we have forgotten what it's like to embody this divine masculine energy. And that is exactly why our society is in the shambles that it is in. Because the divine masculine energy has been so suppressed, and so has the divine feminine energy. And it's caused a great upheaval. It's causing us to lash out in ways that aren't necessarily the best and most productive. It's forcing us into these roles and these identities that aren't in alignment with who we truly are. And as a result, we're not able to fully express our true authentic expression, our fullness of our divine masculine energy. The divine masculine energy is all about protection. Is all about creating the structure for which the feminine energy, the divine feminine energy, can blossom like a flower. It's more like an entire greenhouse full of flowers that we as the masculine provide, not only to protect the divine feminine, but also to encapsulate it, to give the divine feminine the space to blossom, to grow as it was meant to, so that we can eventually take her out of the greenhouse and into the vast, expansive world, so that she will be able to thrive in her fullest expression. Used to in the old times, whenever we were a tribe and we had elders that ran the village, we would be subject to different rites of passage, different things that would help us to take those transitional steps and to help us remember who we are, because we had to immerse ourselves within nature, within the elements around us. We were one with the natural world and with each other, and most importantly, with ourselves. We had that sense of connection, internally and externally. We had that balance of divine masculine and feminine because we had a community of people around us to remind us who we are, to show us the way, and to help guide us down that path. And generally, the village would have shamans, and oftentimes they were women. They were like the village grandmothers who had this wisdom, and she was able to hold that energy for all of the generation that was coming before her, to help guide them back to themselves, because the divine feminine predominantly resides within the spiritual and etherical realms, whereas the divine masculine is more about being grounded into the physical world. And as such, we're supposed to pave the way for which the divine feminine can step in and be that space and be that guiding stone to allow us to flow, to show us the way back to ourselves. It wasn't until I met my twin flame, my divine feminine, that I was able to really fully open up these parts of myself that have been so suppressed, these aspects of me that I had shoved into a closet from childhood, from my teenage years, even within the past few years before that, just boxing myself into a certain identity. And the whole aspect of this realm is that it's a polarity. And as such, we need to show up and to step into that energy, to embody both the feminine and the masculine within us, so that we can fully show up as ourselves. It's all about finding that balance within, because a true divine masculine man not only has cultivated the masculine energy within himself, but he also has that balance with his feminine energy. He's able to flow, he's able to find that creativity, that sense of childlike wonder, that sense of play, just being able to flow and be fully present with those that he loves, to be fully immersed in the moment, so that he can take the experiences and the knowledge and wisdom that he has gained and allow that to flow through him naturally, without having to force and to push. So much of our world today, the masculine really forces this idea of being assertive, dominant, aggressive. And while we do need to show up and have that assertive energy whenever the moment calls, it's more about being able to flow and to adapt to your environment. Because the divine masculine is truly able to step into that, to embody both sides of the spectrum, to truly understand, to have that empathy, that level of understanding of the whole tribe, to be able to relate to anybody, whatever walk of life they're at, and to show up with the energy that calls forth in the moment, whether it be to sit back and to not say anything in the heat of the moment, or to step in and to speak what needs to be said. It's all about expression. It's all about harnessing that fire within you and being able to not be controlled by your emotions, to be the master of your thoughts and your emotions in a way that you can stay aligned with the true values for which you embody. And I also want to point out that every single individual has a different way for which they express this energy. So there is no two people that are exactly alike. There's no two ways for which divine masculine expression is embodied, because everybody has their own unique expression, their own unique way. However, there are traits that carry over, no matter who it is. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is the levels of masculine energy, because we all are at different stages, and I myself am working through the various stages, and over the past few years especially, I've been able to see and spot the things that have kept me stuck in certain aspects of this journey. First stage is the lack of masculine energy. That is honestly where I feel like I began. Very passive, very laid back, not wanting to cause any disruptions, not able to step into that fire whenever you need to, and to speak your mind, to stand for others, to have that sense of boundaries about you, to be able to fully step into that. Even on occasion, it was like it was something that was just completely stripped away, in a way that I was avoiding that part of myself because I didn't want to step into that energy. I didn't know how to, and I didn't have the internal strength I felt to be able to do that. Next level, number 2, is toxic masculinity. And that comes whenever you have people that are like your typical bad boy. You know, it's like you are in your masculine energy, but it's very toxic, it's very domineering, it's very controlling. And you find this a lot in the public eye with women that find men attractive because they create that polarity. They are able to step into that assertive, directive energy, which is what the masculine is about, but they're doing it in a toxic way, in a controlling and domineering way. So they might be able to step into that, and they might stand up for their woman whenever the time comes, but they also, behind the scenes, are often very toxic, very controlling, very degrading, because they want to feel superior. There's an aspect of them that hasn't been integrated. There's this darkness within them that they haven't fully stepped into, and in order to fully let go of that, you have to become aware of it first. Once you become aware of that, then you can let it go and step into a higher level of consciousness. But the problem is that most men in this energy have such big egos that they're not able to let go and to open up to these new pathways. And I feel like as I have healed my own masculine energy, it's helped me step up in ways, but it's also brought out these toxic aspects. Now, I'm not a controlling person, but I used to not I used to have basically everything was numbed. Like, I didn't have that sense of anger, and so like I would be basically just completely detached from feeling those energies, because I didn't want that conflict. I didn't want that energy to leak over based off of relationships that I've seen, even on movies, and just the whole personification. I didn't want to step into that. But as I've healed throughout the process, I had to, in a way, step into these toxic energies for me to see how it was coming up within me. And I started to notice that I was a lot more jealous than I used to be. I was a lot more, I wouldn't say controlling, but I felt like I became so fixated on all these tiny details, and it was like hard for me to relax, to be present, to fully embrace my feminine, to embrace my partner, and to give them that space to really step in and heal. And also, if you are in a twin flame type of dynamic, then it's going to bring out this dark shadow aspect of yourself, because in order to fully embody this divine energy, we have to step into our shadow. We have to step into that and become aware of it in order to heal it and integrate it within us. And that is a huge step that a lot of people miss, is they try to bypass this. I'm not saying that you have to go through this toxic phase, but you have to process these energies in some way. And oftentimes, when they come up, they're going to come up within those moments where you are most charged, especially with the lover, because nobody brings out more than you, than a partner and a relationship. They see more of you than anybody, and therefore, not only do they get your best parts, but they're also going to get your worst. And it's up to you whether you take that step into that, and instead of running from it, either denying that you have it at all, or acting like it's not causing issues, acting like you're right all the time, and that it's not a problem. So you basically just don't see it at all. So it's either you suppress it down to where you don't feel anything, which is kind of gears you more towards the first step, because you almost numb yourself out to where you become so passive that no action gets taken, no initiation, and no like true support from the masculine happens. With the toxic, there's at least the protection aspect of like, you know, he will stand up for me when the time comes. There's also at the expense of being degraded and being put down, because this man hasn't realized that within himself and hasn't integrated that. Number 3 is the immature masculine man. So this man thinks that he has it all figured out. He thinks that he is the pinnacle, the divine masculine, because he has achieved something in his life, or he has acquired a certain status or a certain place in society. So in his eyes, he believes he has it all figured out. This man's intentions are often good. He just has a higher than life perception of himself, or rather, he isn't able to perceive and see what he is doing. He's not able to bring awareness to his actions, which is causing him to be held back, to not be able to step into that next level of masculinity. So this man often has, a few traits that encompass the divine masculine. So for instance, maybe this man is successful, and he's able to be massively disciplined and focused. So therefore he goes through his life, he's able to get a lot done, he's able to achieve a lot, he's able to be an example for many people out there, to be an example for many men. However, behind the scenes, whenever he's in his relationships, whenever he's in his private life, he carries that same energy with him, so he's not able to show up emotionally. He's not able to show up sexually for his woman. He's not able to give that love and support for which the people, and especially his partner, he's not able to understand and see that there's more than just success and grind and pushing. He hasn't yet found that balance. To bring awareness to these things for which keeps him from leveling up and activating higher levels of consciousness within himself. So he continues in this perpetual cycle, and these are often men that you might see, especially like CEOs. You see them achieving massive success because they have this energy. They're able to fully just dive in and harness their masculine energy. They haven't truly found that balance within themselves to also cultivate the feminine energy within them, the ability to play, to have fun, to be present, the people that they love. And therefore it creates a lot of rigidity. It makes it difficult to break out of this mold that he has created for himself, because he sees himself so highly. He's grinded it out for so long that he sees himself at the top of the pinnacle, and any criticism or any type of verbiage that goes against that, he's going to completely deny and shun away all of that. And he's not going to be open to this criticism. He's not going to be open to change and transformation, true transformation, because he believes he has all the answers. He's not secure about his masculinity. So maybe he's afraid to listen to his woman, to truly hear what she has to say, and to feel into that moment. Therefore, he detaches himself and often puts her down or shuns her for feeling these things. And even if he does hear what she has to say, he often doesn't truly listen. These men are notorious for being very productive and self-sufficient, but unable to hear and to see what they are doing and the effect that they're having on the people around them. The next one, number 4, is the mature masculine. The mature masculine man has truly stepped in and embodied this energy. He's not afraid of diving into his emotions, of feeling what is coming up for him in that moment. He's not afraid to be present with those that he loves and to show up for them, to hear what they have to say, and to take it in, even if it hurts his ego, even if it goes against what he may believe. He's still open to listening to that, to being open to change and transformation, because he knows he doesn't have it all figured out. This man is very patient and able to hold space for others so that they can also grow and blossom. And because he knows he doesn't have it all figured out, he's able to be truly present and still. This man has very high expectations, and he will push you. He will speak what is on his mind in a respectful way. He will tell you whenever you aren't showing up the way that you need to be. He will have those boundaries set in place, but he'll also be open to hearing criticism, to continue to grow and to step up to higher levels of masculine energy. This man is very protective and territorial for those that he loves. He will show up with a fire and a burning passion if you hurt those that he loves, that he's there to protect. He's not afraid to step in and defend what is most important to him. And most importantly, he is in true alignment with his values and how he carries himself in every walk of life. He's able to hold himself true to those values and principles that are his guide stone towards his highest self and towards embodying the true divine masculine energy. Number 5, the divine masculine energy. This man has truly stepped in and has had years of experience going through so much growth and transformation. It's almost like if you can picture someone on like a monk level status. These men are like kings. The way that they embody this energy, the way that they walk, the way that they talk, everything that they do, they carry this divine essence with them. And simply just by speaking with them, you're able to feel that energy. You're able to almost relax into this higher version of yourself. It's like when a woman is in the presence of a divine masculine man, they automatically will sink into that energy. They will automatically sink back into their feminine energy, because it's almost like he has so much of this energy radiating from him that it like recharges those batteries, and it really creates that sense of polarity on an energetic level. I mean, before you even speak to this person, you can feel that energy just emanating from them, from the depths of their soul. It's like the way that they carry themselves, the way that they show up, that is just who they are. They're not trying to be anything. They are just fully present and embodying that energy every moment, every day. And not only that, but when other men are in the presence of these men, it's like they rise up. They become inspired. They automatically can feel that masculine energy rising within them to show and pave the way for what is truly possible. They hold the space for so many people around them. That space which allows for support and structure and growth to happen. And these men carry themselves differently than everyone else. It's almost like in the Matrix, once you wake up, it's like you walk in a different way. You think in a different way. Everything about you shifts. And it's this underlying energy that you're tapping into the highest level of consciousness of your soul, of your highest self. You are embodying this energy, and this isn't just for men, this is for women too, because we live in a dualistic world. And the only way to truly embody our full expression is to find that balance of divine feminine and divine masculine energy within us. To step into that and to walk that path each and every day. To create a routine that will allow you to maximize your energy, to get into that flow state, and to allow it to just flow naturally out of you in everything that you do. That is how we begin to step into that. And it comes through these stages, through these levels. If we do not continue to level up and we do not continue to grow, we will stay stuck in these old patterns and cycles. And so many people that are on the lower spectrum of their masculine energy, they become stuck in that perpetual cycle because their ego becomes so fixated on what it is that they want and desire that they lose sight of who they truly are, which is far beyond anything that they can even imagine. We are so much more than meets the eye. And so many people forget that. They walk through their lives in quiet desperation, just trying to get by, just trying to find the next thing to get them through. And they're not able to see the magic happening in every moment, to feel that energy. It's like whenever you embody this energy, you start to feel the world around you in a different way. You start to see things in a different way. And you start to communicate and show up in a different way. You begin to understand the deeper layers of reality, like reading between the lines of what is truly said and what is truly happening. To truly embody your divine masculine energy requires you to go through these obstacles, to go through these challenges, and to overcome them. I am definitely not to this level, but I am working on it because I see that this is something that we need in our society, that this is what we have been lacking for so long. And if we do not take the steps within ourselves, we will not be able to step into that for others. We will not be able to be that example, that shining light, that lighthouse, shining out on the endless sea of possibilities for others to be able to embrace who they are, to remember who they are. That is the essence of this divine masculine energy, is to, just by being in the presence of them, activates them in ways that you can't even see. And that is the hope for all of us, to be able to step into that, to embody that energy, and to walk that path, so that each and every one of us carry that energy with us, and we inspire each other every day to be better versions of ourselves, to show up with more presence, with more love, and more courage than before, to continue to build upon that, and to restructure the society for which we have built, which has been based off of this this immature masculine energy, this toxic masculine energy, this patriarchal way of living and controlling things. Like we're just sheep being herded, constantly being told what to do and what to think and what to feel, being bombarded with all these stories on the news and all these dramas and soap operas and things that distract us from the truth of who we are. We forget how powerful we are because we're so inundated with all these distractions that we're not able to see the truth. We're not able to see beyond our own false perceptions of ourselves. And we get locked in these cycles. Not only that, but we begin to create cycles with other people. We get locked into narratives with them. And we go down these spirals with other people that creates an endless spiral of these ripple effects happening that just continue to pollute and degrade our society. And it keeps us from connecting to ourselves. It keeps us from connecting to each other. This has been a journey for me to understand what I was doing and what I wasn't doing, to see that fully and clearly, and to let go of my ego, to say that I don't know and I don't have the answers, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to let this go. Whatever it is that's holding me back, I don't care what it is. I'm not attached. But what I am attached to is growth and expansion. And to step into that, to step into this leadership role, to show others that it's possible for themselves, to give this medicine back to the world, because that is what the world needs, more than ever, to encourage you that you can do the same, and to know that the world needs your medicine more than ever. You can literally save lives with your message. You can literally bring people out of the deepest depths of their darkness just with a simple smile, just for showing up. And when you create content and you express yourself truly and you put yourself out there, the right people will find you and will be transformed by the magic of your medicine, of your own unique expression. Everybody has a different purpose, but it's important to step into those strengths, to step in and embody those strengths, and to build upon those. So I encourage you to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And as David Data talks about in The Way of the Superior Man, to know your edge and to push just beyond it every day. Because if you push yourself too hard, you might hit burnout. You could get hurt. If you go to a gym and you try to bench press 450 pounds when you haven't even bench pressed 200 pounds yet, then you're probably going to hurt yourself. It's just important to know what that edge is and to not lie about that edge, to not lie about where you truly are, to not show up and act like you know more than you do, to just be humble and be present and be open to growing, and then to step into that truly and fully. You got this, my friend. Don't be afraid to be yourself, and don't be afraid to show up in the fullest expression of who you are, because the world needs it now more than ever. I'm so grateful to be on this journey with all of you. It has been an incredible experience, being able to grow through these many pilgrimages. Each and every day comes new challenges, but also comes new opportunities for growth and expansion. And I'm so grateful for the opportunities that have come. And I look forward to growing more with you along this journey. If you are looking to step into this divine masculine energy within yourself, then I encourage you to click the link down below, because I would love to do a discovery call with you, a 30-minute discovery call to help get you to where you currently are, to where you want to be, to find that gap in your life so that we can help to create a plan for which you can bridge that gap. to become your fullest expression of yourself, and to activate those fire codes within you that will allow you to step up into your highest version. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, week, month, year. I look forward to connecting with you, my friend, and to continuing this journey together. It's been a privilege. Keep on striving. Keep on working to be your best self. Peace, love, namaste.